So what's up, everybody? This is your boy Jonathan back at it again. I am here at the mall, the Queen Center Mall, and so I wanted to talk to you about finances. Me and my friend were laughing because we were talking about there's people who spend all their money on frivolous things to look good, and they don't even have their life situation together. They don't have a good place to live or whatever. A lot of people do that and are in poor life situations. And what I wanted to talk to you about is this idea where you have to pay to live, but not just pay your bills and rent, but like if you're staying with your family, a lot of people come from families that are restricted and it may hinder you from doing a lot of things in life. Or if you want to date, you have to have money to take a girl out. And you also have to have money to afford a place to take a girl back to, right? Even friendships are like that. It's like you need people for everything. You need to make friends so you have connections and you can network for resources, but you have to pay to do activities with friends. So you're not going to be able to get close with friends if you can't go out and eat with friends sometimes. Like, it's going to be hard to do that. And like I always say, this channel is about guidance because I didn't have guidance when I was younger. Made a lot of stupid choices, ultimately wasted 12 years of my life, and I'm not trying to see other people go through that. So I'm here to give practical advice and guidance. So what I wanted to say about finances, I'll tell you a story. When I was 18, my parents had got me a post office job, and I took it. And I blew all my money on CDs, clothes, food, video games, whatever. And I didn't have much money, right? And I was always in this loop where I was always stuck living at my parents'. I lived there until I was 30 years old. And I was stuck in this loop of, living with the parents who, or a family who, they're very religiously conservative. So you have to be a certain religion. And also, we had a lot of racial issues in our family. You have to only do things that are black. You can't go outside of the box, or even just me wanting to dance instead of playing sports. That was a no-no, just because my family had the way they thought about things, and I had to live up to that. But I never really tried to move out and onto my own, so I had to put up with that. So I went through a lot with like not being able to develop myself because I didn't want to do what my family did. I mean, my family wanted me to do. So at some point through my work life, I was working at the San Francisco Zoo, and I met this girl from school, and we were going out. And when I was working at the zoo, I wasn't making that much money, and I was still working at living with my parents, and I would bring her over, and family would kind of get into that situation and stick their heads where they didn't need to be sticking it. And then also, I didn't have enough money to see her all the time because I didn't have a car, and I was in San Francisco, she was in Pacifica, and on bus it took me like 2 hours to get down there. But a car would have been like maybe 30, 45 minutes. So she ended up cheating on me and leaving me for a guy who had a car, a full-time job at Safeway. He made a lot of money. He saved his money. He just had a lot of stuff going on that I didn't have. And I knew that's why she left me for him. But instead of trying to go pursue all that and get my finance together, I just ran around looking for another girlfriend. So I used to wander the streets of San Francisco after that, late at night, looking for a girlfriend, but I didn't have no money to take them out on a date. I didn't have no place to take them back to. And the thing about it was kind of like you would get the number and it wouldn't go anywhere. And I was rolling around with this one friend who was kind of creeping girls out because he was trying to go all the way to a home run in one night, if you know what that means, like just go all the way. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? That's creeper. That's like date raping. And he was telling me, well, I have to do it tonight because I don't have any other opportunity of doing anything with them because I don't have no money like that. So everything got to be done in one night. So I stopped talking to him after that. Eventually, my parents had kicked me out, and I was staying with a friend, and I was paying maybe $200-300 in rent, which I was using from financial aid. and he was a party animal. He was a party animal and always had people in the house sitting on my things. He was a pothead, so I shared a room with him. It always smelled like weed. Some of my stuff came up missing, whatever. There was a lot of issues with that. But if I had my finances better, I could have got my own place where I didn't have to live under those circumstances. But that's how I had to live. I met another girl at the same time, but at the time I couldn't pay for a cell phone, so I didn't have a cell phone. And he had to text her for me and communicate back and forth through text, and just got tired of it, and it never went anywhere. So it just she wasn't trying to do all that. I'm a grown ass man. I should have my own phone. Whatever. So eventually, I graduated. I was still living with my parents, still going to the same thing. I had met this other girl who I was going out with, but like she had invited me to her house, and at the time I was working, but I didn't have my own place, so I couldn't invite her to my house. And she was very family oriented, wanted to meet my family, wanted to have some alone time, but she lived with her family, so we couldn't have no alone time at her house. So it was like all big problems, and she dumped me over that because it's like, you can't do nothing. So finally, I'll never forget, I guess right before I met her, I was going to this church, and this guy finally told me, like, you should put half of your money, you make enough where you can save half of your money and save $2,000 to move out. So I guess the time I was going with her, that's what I was doing. I was putting half my money in an account. I was saving half my money and getting ready to move out. So I guess after, and I didn't realize what he was like, what good advice that was. But, after we broke up, it was maybe a couple more months, and I ended up getting my own place and moving out. After a year, I moved to New York, and it's been good ever since. I don't have to live under my family, so I don't have to live under their guidelines, so I can grow as a person and develop myself to become something. I have a good social group because I can go out and actually afford to do activities with people. And then when you can afford to do activities with people, you become closer with them, and then you can get resources off of that. And even dating, have money to go on a date or have a place to bring a girl back to. And that's what I mean by you have to pay for life. Like, you're not just paying for clothing, you're not just supposed to pay for food, you're not just supposed to pay for like video games. You have to pay for life. You know what I'm saying? So my advice is for a lot of people is, just think about that. You don't always have to buy the newest clothes or the newest shoes or the newest video games. You have to kind of look at your life. You have to be like, do I really want to be stuck in my parents' house forever? Or I really like girls, but I want to take them out on dates. Do I really need to blow all my money so I don't have that kind of money? Or do I need to get a new place so I can bring a girl home? Or look at your social life. If people are trying to invite you out and you're like, oh, I'm always broke, I can't go. And then those people kind of get together all the time and network and are able to, get something together, and you never have anything. You have to think about it like that. So that's what I wanted to say about finances. So I hope you guys can take this advice and use it to your advantage. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.